Okay, I'll get started here. There are more people might join. Okay, so we saw how we have LVM here now. So can you confirm you could hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, thank you. So if I do LSBLK, so what I have is I have the newly assigned LVM here. Okay, so okay, wait a minute. What is this? SDE LV swap. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is okay, so what I'm gonna do is so we added third drive, right? We should have SDE, we have SDC, D and E are part of LVM. Now all of a sudden we have one of this drive failing, okay? And I'm gonna add another drive there. So I think the drive is already here. LSBLK SDE, right? So SDF should be in here. I'm gonna settings, storage, A, B, C, D, E. SDE, right? So we added the physical drive. So I did MK LVS swap. So we're done with the swap file. And now A, B, C, D, E. Okay. For some reason it didn't took it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the fifth drive in here, okay? So it will become SDF. Okay, so I have to shut it down. I'm gonna go into settings and it's kind of frozen. Okay, controller SATA. I'm gonna add. I think I already did this through here, so I have to select choose. And I'm gonna select practice disk 5. Okay, for you, if you don't have it already added, just click on plus, create new disk and give it an appropriate name here, and then change this to change the size to 40 GB. Okay, so the fifth drive we have is 40 GB. Okay. So I'm going to power this back on. Red Hat. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do lsblk. Okay, so I have this new drive added in here. Okay, so let me copy this. So this disk is gonna be the new disk added. Okay, so now, but this is not a part of a LVM yet. Okay, it's just a disk sitting there and not being used here. So how do we know if it's a part of LVS or not? So I'm going to clear this. I'm going to say VGS. VGS stands for volume group. Okay, and then PVS. PVS is, so you have to run these two commands here, volume group and physical volume. This will give you then output here. So you look in here, most of the time SDA is reserved for the operating system drive. Okay, now we are dealing with SDC, SDD and SDE. Okay, where is SDB? SDB, we are using a SDB for, it's using the F disk. It's not using LVM. So FDB is here and it's not part of LVM here. Okay, so these commands are LVM specific. S/def/SDF is not part of any group yet. Okay, so it's still sitting there, and now we have to make it a part of the one of the volume group here. So before you do that, you have to run this following command: clear. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do run the command here, pv create. Okay, pv create is a disk. It will make it ready to be used with LVM, this command here. So we already used pv create, lv create. Over here, when I type pv create and then type /def/sdf, okay, I hit enter. It says physical volume SDF is successfully created. So now if I run PVS, okay, so this volume has been readied to be used with LVM, but it's not part of any VG group yet, okay? It's not part of VG group yet. Actually, this is formatted as LVM, okay, but not part of volume group yet, VG. So what I need to do is I need to make it a part of ZMPT1 here, right? So what I'm going to do is VG extend, volume group extend, EXTEND. Okay, simple as that. And which volume group you're going to extend? I'm going to extend ZMPT1 and then space. You're going to give the whole drive here, dev/SDF. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. So now if you do PVS, it's a part of a volume group ZMPT1. And now if you do VGS, the size of the volume group is, so how much is this? 88 gigabytes. Out of that, 62 gigabyte is free here. Where is this coming from? Where is the total coming from? The total is the total of all these 3 drives. 4 drives actually. SDC, SDD, SDE, and SDF. Okay. So why are we doing this here? Because our disk drive, we got an alert that a disk drive has been failed. And which disk drive is that? Let's see which is right in the middle here. So SDD. We're going to remove SDD, and then what will happen is all this LVM logical volumes will stay intact, and there will be a 0 impact to the server, 0 downtime, and customers will never even know it's what happened to the server. Okay, so let's do that. Before that, let me copy this. So we did PV create, and then I did VG extend. Okay, so it's that format now. Now add dev/SDF to the volume group ZMPT1. Okay, so VG extend ZMPT1. It has been extended, and this is the disk that we just added. Let me make it bigger here. So dev/SDF is part of ZMPT1 now. Okay. So you got an alert that SDF is, let's see which one, SDD drive, which is about 16 GB, is no good here, right? So you added another drive. In the meantime, what we're gonna do is, let's look at this here, LSBLK. So what I'm gonna do is, LSBLK give us the distribution of the partitions distributed across the hard drives here, okay? So I'm gonna copy this. So what you have to do is, we are targeting SDD is corrupt now. dev/SDD is corrupted. So it needs to be removed, okay? So which one is SDD here? Look at SDD. SDD is copying a significant amount of partitions here, okay? So let me highlight this. So it's carrying finance data, HR data, and recruiting data. Okay, so if this goes down, a lot of people won't be happy. So how are we gonna do that? So before that, we have to reduce the LVM. Before you reduce it, you have to run this command here, pv move. Let me clear this here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do pv move. What I am moving? I'm moving /dev/SDD. And where am I moving? /dev/SDF. Okay, what will happen is, depending on the size, it will take few minutes here, and then what will it do is, it will replicate these partitions here onto SDF. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter. So it's moving, it's telling you 14, okay, yeah, so it's gonna move now. So I'm gonna, %. Okay, so the move is complete. Let me copy this. Uh-oh. So what will happen is, this command will move LVM structure from structure LVM structure, data, and block information. So it's literally doing the clone here from dev sdd to dev sdf. Okay, so it's like cloning. I wouldn't call it cloning, but it's like that, because what will happen is in cloning, I think if you do the cloning, so we moved from 16 GB to 40 GB, right? So if you do cloning, the other disk space will be gone. You won't be able to use it when you're using the cloning. Okay, now if you do lsblk, so what happened here is, look at this here. SDD is getting there and just sitting there, okay? Everything that was on SDD got transferred here, okay? And looking in here, can you tell me what else got transferred in here? Anybody? Okay, I'll tell you what else got transferred in there. Okay, if you look closely here, so all the information got transferred here. Okay, at the same time, it has also mounted it. The mounting of the drive was done too. Okay, so you didn't have to do anything. Okay, so let's go into etc fs tab and see what happened in there. Okay, so what is going to happen in the etc fs tab? In the etc fs tab, there was no change made here because it's using the LVM dev mapper / gmpt1 and dev mapper / gmpt, so it's not using the dev command. So what happened here is it's using this mapping here to map to the new drive. Okay, okay, so let me go ahead and update this here. So this is VGS. Okay, good. So I'm going to clear this. So you should use other commands here like VGS. Okay. And then other commands is VG display. We already talked about this LVS. Okay, so LVS is the command you should use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take VGS, right? Let's see, LVS, and then PVS. Okay, so for me it's time to remove the drive SDD. Okay, it's not good anymore, so let's go ahead and remove it. So remove the corrupted device disk. Okay, so how am I going to do that? It's very easy. The command is vg reduce, and you have to give the zmpt1 and dev/sdd. Okay, so what will happen is this will remove the volume from the group. Okay, so it's gone. So if I do pvs, sdd is not part of the volume group zmpt1 anymore. Okay, so this is what we wanted. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so give me one moment here. A lot of people dropped off. जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं क्लास शुरू हो गई भाई, आप नहीं आए? हेलो, कैन यू हियर मी? जी वालेकुम सलाम। अभी आए नहीं आप क्लास में? ओके ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है भैया, ओके। Okay, so now looking at here, our picture, let's see here. In fact, I'm going to copy this here. This is what we started off, right? Now what I'm going to do is copy this here, and this is the current status. Okay, so what happened here is SDD is corrupted and is gone, and then what we have here is SDF. Okay, SDD, how much was SDD? 24 GB, right? 24 GB. And I have /dev/SDF, which is 40 GB. Okay, and then SDD is gone. So I'm going to get rid of SDD. SDD is not there anymore. So I'm gonna merge cells. Okay, so SDC is there, SDE is there now. Now SDF is 40 GB. So I'm going to change the color in here, okay? Let's stay with yellow. And here, if you do the math now, so let's see here. Where is the calculator? Okay, so 8 GB plus 8 plus 24 plus 40, okay? So we have 72 GB now. So total is 72 GB. Okay, and let's do here PVS. No, VGS. So it is 72 GB and then 46 GB is free. Free space is 46 GB. Okay, now what I'm going to do is here to update this, I think we have swap in here too, right? Swap file. LV swap. And how much is it? 4 GB. So we have accounting, we have finance, we have HR. Remember we extended HR here. HR used to be 2 GB, then we extended to 6 GB, and recruiting is 4 GB now. Swap is 4 GB, and then we have another, since we added the 40 GB hard drive in there, so we have 46 GB here. Okay, so the beauty of LVM is it doesn't matter how many drives you have underneath LVM, and it also doesn't matter what size. You could see these are all different sizes here, but once you group it, it all becomes a single drive. And then also, when you're extending the drive, it doesn't matter where the location of the partition is the start of the block, middle, or end. You should be able to easily adjust the size of the partitions also. So we already saw that. Okay, so what else I have it for you guys? Let's see here. Okay, so the inode partition, I remember I put it in chat how you extend the inode partitions here, right? So the good news is with LVM, the partition doesn't get deleted or the data doesn't get deleted. It will keep the data intact. So it's a different command here. So let's look at this here. Copy. LSBLK. So you look at SDB2. It's LVM here, right? BLK ID. BLK-ID will show you what kind of LVM is SDB2. So if you're looking at, so you could have multiple file system on one drive. So does you could have a multiple file system on the LVM also. Okay, but desirably you should be using XFS file system. I haven't seen anything else other than XFS file system in my work environment. Okay, so this is the most you will be using here. So in here you want to extend the XFS file system here, right? So which one is this? dev/sdb2. So df-h dev/sdb2 is not mounted here, right? So let me go ahead and mount it. Mount, and then I'm going to mount it to MNT. And if I do df-I and hit enter. So remember I used up last time, I used up everything in here, right? Freeing up. It was 100%, but I think I already played around and made it increase this here. So what happens here is the XFS file system is using the percentage wise. Okay, so how many inodes are being assigned has already been decided by XFS file system. So you could use the percentage to increase it. So suppose our inodes is this much here and we want to increase it another 25%. So you have to run the command there. Okay, so the command I put it in chat. What I'll do is I'll just run it here. Let me go into chat. And what was the command? The command so before that there is a command you could run to see how many inodes is being assigned. Okay, so what you do is you type XFS. Let me clear this. XFS_DB. Okay, and -F. I got this from Red Hat. Okay, so this is a verified solution, and you type SB space 0 and put it back in the quote. -C. What it's doing is it's just filtering out the information we need. Okay, because this is kind of keeping it in a database here on the drive. I won't call it a database, don't get confused with a real database. It's keeping some metadata actually. SDB2. Okay, and if I hit enter, there's a lot of information coming here about that drive, right? So what I'm looking at here is inode size is each block is 512, but here it says right now the count is 1048640. Okay, that many inodes are there, and it's being used at 25%. Okay, why is it showing 25% while I'm SDA. Okay, so I think it's not registered here. So right now it's showing this many inodes, and this is used. Right? This is used, and out of that, this many is free. So 10 is the used information. Okay.
Zafar,
Yeah.
can I get some help? My VirtualBox just stopped working.
Well, I'm sorry. What is happening?
My VirtualBox is not working.
Okay. All right. Give me a team viewer.
All right, ID is 469
Okay.
745 270.
Okay. And
7E.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. What was it?
7
Mm-hmm.
E
5.
F
F as in Frank. 8.
yes F, A like an apple,
A like
and then
an
9.
And number 9. Okay. Okay, I'm in.
So I'm trying to practice up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a look here. It says VirtualBox Road Ethernet adapter is not. So it may have lost the Ethernet adapter. Okay, so did you made any changes recently? Let's look at it here. So the host only adapter, the adapter is gone. Why is the adapter gone? Because we're gonna check the host network manager. So adapter is not there. Before that, let me go in here, settings.
What happened?
Is it on a different screen? You have double monitor?
Just black. Sorry.
Okay. So I will need to go into the network settings here. Okay, hold on.
Are you able to go in?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you able to go in?
Okay, now it's up here. Okay, hold on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click here, properties. I have to click couple times before it. Can you minimize that there? That the window on the top, yeah. I don't.
Do this, like it allows me to add the host network.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and add. Yeah, click yes. Okay, and then yeah, put a check where it says enable DHCP.
But I think I need to restart the computer for it to work.
No, no, hold on. I'm trying to avoid that here. So minimize WebEx. Okay, go. What is the IP address you used to use? Like here, going to.
It was 192.
Oh, 56.250, right? Okay, good.
I
So
don't know.
close this.
Deleted it.
Yeah, click cancel here for now. And then go into file on the top. And then go into yeah, host network manager. And then select and go into properties. Okay, click on DHCP server. So change this to on the top. Change it to 192 dot 192.160. Yeah, change it to 56.1. Okay, so click in the secondary line and see what happens. Okay, there also 220, just change 227 to 56. Leave everything else the same.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, to
Do
56. Change it to 56 and then the next line over to. You leave that alone. The middle one. 227, change it to 256.
256?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, 56. 56, sorry. Okay, and then go into adapter. Okay, so click on configure adapter automatically. Okay, click apply. Yes. Okay, close it, and we need to go back in there and see if it's gonna take the. Yeah, go into file. In DHCP. Okay, so close this here. Okay, so now it may not work. So go ahead and restart this. Start. Just click on practice and then select start. Okay, so it's the same message here, right? VirtualBox host toolnet. Oh, okay, maybe you need to add it. So close this. Go into settings right there and network, and then see what options you have there. Okay, so cancel this here. So now what we need to do is I need to go into the network settings here. Why am I not able to take over? Do you have to give me permission there?
Not sure. Do you want me to reset the system so it can work?
No, so go in there, bring that here, we need to go into the properties. Yeah, bring that up. So right click on this PC and go into properties, and then go and click on control panel directly right there. Yeah, and then go into network and internet, click on that. Yeah, click there. And then network and sharing center. Click on network and sharing center, yeah. Okay, and on the left side you see adapter settings. And then you have Ethernet 3, so enabled virtual box host only adapter. Double click on that. The middle one, yeah. Okay, click on details. So it's not taking that yet, so close that. And go into, yeah, close that. It's not clicking. Click on properties. Yeah, right there. On that window which is open. No, close this. No. Go back and then double click on enabled. Yeah. Click properties right there. You see properties there on the 3 tabs. There you go. And then select the fifth from top, internet protocol.
It is.
Yeah, fifth from top. Just double click on that. Or click on properties, I suppose. Click in and click on properties now. No, not yeah. Now in here, use the following IP. In there, type 192.168. No, 68. 56.1. Okay, and then click on subnet. Okay, see, it automatically takes it. Okay, just click OK there. Yes. Click OK. Have entered the network adapter is already assigned. Okay. Click. You want to fix? Click no. Actually, yeah. Click no. Click close here. And I click on diagnose, see what happens. Okay, so it's not doing that. Close. Okay, close again. Yeah, so at this point you may have to restart the system. Okay, so go ahead and restart. I'll wait for you. In fact, we'll take everybody. Let's take about 15-minute break, and then we'll come back. Borhan, is it working for you?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you before. What did you say?
Is a VirtualBox working?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is here I want to increase the inodes for dev/sdb2, right? So when you do DFF and H, so it has this many inodes and it's been using at 50% here. Earlier the inodes were all used up, right? Okay, so what was that? So inodes was used up 100% here. Okay, so for you to increase the inodes here I have already used it, increased it. So you may not see the effect here, but here's the command here. So this command is actually coming from Red Hat. It's a Red Hat verified. So what you have to do is you have to type xfs underscore grow fs hyphen m, and then the percentage you want to increase it to. So I'm gonna say 50%. Let's do 55%, okay? and on which disk you want to do it to, /dev/sdb2, and I'll hit enter. And then if you do df-i and you hit enter, so you see here, what the, dev at 55%. Okay, so what happened is this number here, 461378, is the 50% off allowable. So earlier, it's not working actually. I shouldn't have done this. inode maximum percentage unchanged, skipping. inode maximum percentage change from 25 to 55. Okay, so I was fooling around earlier here. The message you got here, 51%, is not accurate here, okay? But here, I increased the inodes. Originally, this was the inodes we used to have. So at one point, oh, I'm sorry, this was inode used to be at this %, and I used up all the inodes using the blank files here, right? So now the correct command is to grow the inodes is this command here. So I increase the inode to 55%. Or let me do this here. Let me. Okay. So this is not the correct command here. The correct command to increase the inode is this command here. And mkfs. Okay, so now there is one more command that I got from Red Hat. It's called xfs. You're checking the xfs database here. xfs_db, okay, -f -c sb. Okay, by the way, at work it is common that you get hung up somewhere and there is a problem. What you're trying to do, there is a problem happening, right? What you do is, most places they have a service with a Red Hat. If it's running a Red Hat Enterprise Linux, then you will have a service subscription with Red Hat, and you could open a case with them and they will have further help you, okay? It's not like you would be the person who would know everything. No, it doesn't happen that way. dev/sdb2, and then I'm going to grep for imax_%. Okay, let me hit enter, see what happens. Okay, so this one comes up to the maximum percentage is at 25, and the next command is showing is Red Hat imax_pct = 30. No. Okay, so this is correct information here. I don't know why it's not updating. Let's forget that. Let's look at something else. df-i dev/sdb. Let's do sdc. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll remove it from here, this information, and then I'll put it down on the bottom here so that you don't get confused here. Increase inodes to XFS file system. So the one we are targeting is, I'm going to target /dev/sdc. Okay. If I do df-h, these are the inodes which this is assigned. This is assigned inodes, and this is how much is being used. Okay. And then this is how much is free. Okay, so what I want to do is, in a scenario, all the inodes have been used up here, right? So what do I need to do is, I need to find out this number is, what is the this number is a percentage of maximum allowable, okay? So I need to find out the percentage, what is it using right now. So I'm gonna say okay, so I'm gonna say mkfs -xfs -f. I'm gonna say dev/sdc. Okay, and I'm gonna hit enter. It says device or resource busy. SDC1. Let's do this here. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to create only XFS file system on this one here. That way I could demonstrate better. I'm going to clear. I'm going to say fdisk/dev/sdd. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to say M and hit enter. I'm going to do create, or P, there is nothing in here. I'm going to say new, enter. I'm going to say primary, and then I'm going to say which partition, number 1, and then the first sector. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to say plus 2 GB, right? I'm going to say plus 2G, so that we know that the size is not too big we're dealing with. Okay, and then I'm going to write an exit. Okay, and then I'm going to say part probe and then I'm going to ls I'm going to say blk id. Okay, if I do blk id, let's look at sdd dev/sd. Okay, it's not going to show in here because we haven't made the file system yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file system mkfs.xfs. Okay, and then which drive I want to see, dev/sd d1. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. mkfs.xfs, right? Yeah, xfs. So it says that dev sizes even appear to contain an existing file system xfs. Use F option to force overwrite. Okay. Okay, so the new file, new partition and everything has been created on this here. Okay, so let's take a look here what has been created. df-i, and let's look at dev/sdi. So it's not showing here because it's not mounted. So what I'm going to do is df-i dev/sdd1. Okay, so this should give us a good information here. Okay, so the inodes I have is 123,000 and this is randomly assigned here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command which tell me what is this number maximum of. So this is actually a percentage. Usually it assigns 25% of the whatever the maximum can be allowed inodes. Okay, so let's do that. So the command is provided is xfs. Okay, I'm looking at the command here. xfs underscore db hyphen f hyphen c db sb 0 hyphen c and another code p that stands for print dev/sd d1. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. So look for this here, inet imax percentage. Okay, the count is inodes log inode size is 512 and it should give us the inode number. Okay, here's the percentage it's using right now. imax underscore percent, and where are the inodes here? Inodes. So if I do df-i, so this number is 25%. This number is 25%. So let's do the math here. So maximum number would be close to 123861 times 4. So on def/sdd1, the maximum inodes you could have on XFS file system is 485,000. But it randomly assigned 25% of what is the maximum it could allow. Okay? So I'm going to add some data in here. Mount dev sdd1 mnt, and I'm going to hit enter. mnt. I'm going to create some data. Okay, so I'm gonna create like our 10,000 files here. That should go fast. Okay, if I do dffn-hi, so it's still using only 1% here, right? Now what I need to do is I'm just want to show this. I want to increase this, and then when I increase the inodes, the data should still be in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command xfs underscore grow so that you could see here. xfs underscore grow file system hyphen m. Okay, now I'm going to give I'm going to increase about to 30% here. So I'm going to increase to 30% of the number here, right? So what would be the 30% of the number here? So I'm going to open another calculator. And so I don't like scientific, standard is better. So I'm going to say 49544 times 0.3. Okay, so the inodes should increase to 48,000. Or I did 3, right? I'm going to do 40%. 495,444 times 0.4. So if I run this command here, this number should change to this number, 98,000, close to this number, not exact, close to this number here. So I'm going to hit enter. Oh, I have to give the name of the disk, which disk I'm running against. So I'm running against dev/sdd1, and then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so it says here, right, inodes maximum percentage change from 25% to 40% here. Okay, let's look at the inodes, how many inodes we have here. /dev/sdd1. Okay, now it says 67%. 67,000. So my calculation is wrong. Why? What is it based on? Okay, but let's run that command here and see which percent is it set to. I'm going to hit enter, and it's using the maximum inodes out of its 40%. Is it 40% increase? So the original inode amount was so this is the original amount, right? So it increased 40%, I think. And then if I do times 1.4, right? No. Times 1.4. Still not the same thing. Let's go into MNT and see if the data is there. The data is there. Honestly, I'm not dealing with this inode thing as much. And in most scenarios, the inode's information should be more than what you have already there, right? SDD1. Okay, so it increased here. So let's keep it this way here. So the amount we used and our amount has increased here. Let's do this here, and the data will be data is still protected, still available. There is no data loss. Okay, let's keep it that way. And I'm going to put the commands in here. This one, SDD. Okay, the command I ran is this command. And this is what it shows you. So you could put on Google, how is XFS inodes calculated? Okay, so let's do this. Maximum okay, so you have to go to 2 to the power of 32. That's how it's calculated. Okay, so that still doesn't help me. Understanding inode limits. I increase it to 100% and now it will allow me this money, right? I expect over 2 million. Mostly, however, 100% is not sufficient. I was understanding I can support much greater. Is the size of my drive sufficient? Okay, just for the sake here, let's do this 100% here. So if I'm going to add this to 100%, I'm going to change it to 100%, see what happens. Okay, inode maximum percent change from that to that. Okay, and then the maximum it's showing is 410,000. So I calculated based on what I had it here using a simple math, calculated 195,000, but the system is saying 110,000 maximum. I'm sorry, 410,000. 4 million actually. It went from a million to a million and a half, and the maximum is no more than 4 million. So in real world scenario, you don't have to stress about this too much. But yeah, the takeaway here is most of the time you would be dealing with the logs here. Logs are written in the system unlimited times here. So there is a folder called cd var log. Okay, this is the log folders here. You keep on having tons of logs in here. Most of the time you could look at the date stamp here, and then you should be able to go in there and delete the old logs. What I'll do is normally I go in there and delete any logs which is from 2019. So I usually keep 1 year worth of logs. Okay, that's good enough here because it's right. Some application in some system, they're logging logs every minute. Every freaking second there is a logs being logged. So war log messages. So let me grab 4 messages. So this one, look at this one here, 1653. So it logged a message at 1653, right? Every 5 minutes I think it's writing it. And every 7 days it's rotating the logs. That means it's archiving the logs here. These are the old logs. So what you could do is, any general rule of thumb in most companies, anything more than 6 months you could comfortably delete them. Okay, so that is what the information about increasing the inodes here. Okay, so now let's concentrate if we need to. Let's see what else I need to do here. Is BLK. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, whatever I have built here, I'm going to destroy all this here. Usually this will happen when you're decommissioning the system here. Usually, decommissioning the physical hardware. Delete LVM, logical volume, and volume group. Okay, so the case scenario for this is decommissioning of physical hardware. Go ahead, do you got a question?
Yes, could you show us how to delete log?
I'm sorry, what?
Could you show us how you would delete a log?
Delete the log? Do you say delete the logs or delete the volume?
Yeah, delete the logs.
I mean, it's just a delete command. This is just a file, right? So what is the delete command? rm -rf. Don't use rf, okay? Use rm, okay? And then copy this and paste it there, okay? And then let's see ls. Okay, the file is gone. So when I'm deleting something, I'm little cautious here, okay? I made sure I'm copying and pasting, okay? If it's too many things there, then don't do it. Just do it like this. If you run it a couple times, you're not in a hurry, okay, or rush. You just do it. If it's like 4 or 5, you just do it like this. And if you do ls-l, so only keep the current message in there, okay? What system will do is it will archive itself and give it a name at the end with the date on it. Okay, is that good enough for you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's do this here. What am I doing next is
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, go ahead.
Having trouble logging onto Putty again.
Do you have IP on the virtual box?
Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so you have a decommission on your hand. So what you have to do is you have to run these commands here to take it out. Okay, so before that, what you have to do is you have to delete the logical volume. So you have to go backwards. You have to delete this, then delete this, and this drive will be available for you. So what you have to do is clear this cd, clear VGS. So you run VGS and determine what drive wanted you take it out, or the volume group. So what you have to do is or VGS or PVS. Okay, so yeah, these two commands, you run this and make sure you understand what you're doing. And what you have to do is you have to zero in on the LVM you want to delete. Target LVM. Target LVM to delete. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command vg remove. Okay, and then I'm going to say zmpt1 -y. Okay, so what it's going to do is it says volume group remove. So what it's going to do is it's going to remove all this from the volume group. Okay, so it says accounting is in use, so you do DFF and H. And what you might want to do is unmount all the devices, drives here. So what you do is you want to run everything unmount here. So if you mount -a. Okay, which drive is busy? Accounting. Okay, it actually has removed it actually. So you unmount it and then you run this command and voila, all the disks, all the drives are gone. Okay, it's been removed. What you might want to do is you mount -a. Okay, and I'm going to save it, and then let's do the next command you do is delete physical volume. Okay, let's do free -h because I also had what you call this as the swap. So the swap is gone too. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. So before you really do something, so what you're going to do is blkid you copy this here, and I'm going to highlight the one we are worried about. Okay, so basically you're looking for these drives here, SDC, E, and F. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command pvs. Okay, now you see this three drives, they are loaner now, so you could reassign them to another volume group at this point, but now we are destroying this, so you do this here. Okay, now what you do is this is I'm going to highlight LVM, so this is still a LVM formatted disks. Okay, so what you do is PV remove. Earlier, very first thing we did was PV create. Now what I'm going to do is PV remove all these things here. Okay, and then I'll hit enter. It says physical labels on physical volume is wiped. Okay, so all the data is gone here, so there is no turning back. Okay, so this is it. So the system is, we built all the volumes and everything, and now the system is destroyed. Okay, and it has successfully wiped and all that here. Okay, all right, that will bring us to the end of logical volume. So we have completed a major section in Linux, and make sure you know LVM very good here. So I gave you all the information you would ever need regarding LVM, and you will never get a Linux job without LVM. Okay, so make sure you practice a lot. At least you will get about, out of 20 questions, you'll definitely get about 5 questions about LVM. Okay, all right, so I think you all know this. So next topic I'm going to talk about is the emergency mode. I had to work last night. So with this job, you have to work some weekends, mostly middle of the night, Saturday night into Sunday morning, because of a lot of patching and system updates will happen during that time. Almost all major corporations, they do it Saturday night into Sunday morning. Okay, because that's the least time that the servers will have any least activity during that time. Okay, I'm talking about only production boxes, not the non-production. And all the updates and all that, anything on production boxes is done under change management. So there will be a different ticket open for the change. Okay, so based on that you will do the updates. And also during holiday season there is a change freeze. Usually the change freeze starts like Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving weekend is the change freeze time. Starting this week at my job here, starting this week there is a freeze, and rest of December up until first week of January. Okay, because this is a holiday season, and up until January, December 25th, there is going to be a lot of people doing holiday shopping and all that. So almost all businesses, no matter if it's IT business or any businesses or service provider or an online retailer, anybody, they always almost have a change freeze during this time period. Okay, all right, so now what will happen if I reboot the system at this moment here? Okay, it will go into an emergency mode, but I'm not going to tell you now why it's going to go into emergency mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and restart the system. So what you could do is, if the system is stuck, you could push escape key. Okay, and when you push escape key, you could see what is happening in the background. Okay, so what happened here is, if you look closely, it says on the top, it says a dependency failed for migrate. Okay, so that doesn't give me good information. And after that, it says timeout waiting for device dev ZMPT, and it has that information. Dependency failed. So all these things are failing. Can somebody tell me why is it failing? So what is happening now is here, if you look in here, I'm going to highlight these things here. Okay, so if you see something like this, you get a good indication that the drives are not mounting. Why is it not mounting? Because the hard drive is missing. Okay, and it boots into the emergency mode here. Okay, so you won't be able to log in with PROTech. So let me copy this here. Okay, so why is this happening? The system boots to emergency mode okay, system moves to emergency mode, but why? Okay, why did he boot to emergency mode here? Okay, so one possible reason is missing drives. The file system is corrupted. Okay, and it's because of missing drives, the file system is corrupted. And what else? The file system is unmountable. Okay, but why is it happening like this? Because during boot process, the file etc/fs tab is read. Okay, read by kernel, or I mean you could use it instantly by system. Okay, system, and this will halt the system going into default mode. Okay, so this is kind of a protective way to do it. Okay, so how do you get out of this? So you enter password. Okay, and then what you have to do is edit etc/fs tab. So what I'm going to do is show you is I'll go in here. Remember, you cannot use a putty in here, so go ahead and enter the password. Okay, clear the screen and go to vi etc/fs tab. Okay, see how you have nicely put in all this here. What you might want to do is you might want not to delete this. You might want to comment it out. So put a £sign before each line. When we're gonna do scripting, I'll explain you what this is all about, comment out and all that. Okay, so looking at the other ones here, this one is default. It's booting the root file system, and this is boot partition, and this is a free swap. Okay, save and exit. Okay, and then go ahead and reboot here. Before that, let me capture the screen. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and reboot the system here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel this, close. So I'm gonna do INIT6 and then I'm gonna hit enter. While it's coming up, let me check something here. Okay, so now is the time to explain this furthermore. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy this and go down where I was. Okay, so the system has booted normally, okay? Now I'm gonna re-log in, root. Okay, and let me go into vi/etc/fs tab. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and take a look here. Give me one moment here. Priority. So what happens here is, if you look at this part is a file system and this part is accounting, is a mount point, okay? And this part is a file system here. File system type actually. Is it XFS, SWAP or ext4? And then default, it was handled by operating system. And then this part here is the priority. Okay, so the priority options you have is either 0, 1 or 2. Okay, so let's take a look here at priority options. Okay, let's put in Google here. Let's see. FS tab, priority options. So over here, let's see here, 0, I think 0 is high priority, 1 is low, and then 2 is even lower priority. So let's see here what this is. The begins with hash is a comment out device is the first field. The second is mount point, file system type. Third option is fourth field is I'm gonna show you the fourth field here because when we're gonna do NFS I will show you. Okay, the last one is file system check order, the sixth field. So the sixth field specifies the order in which the file system checks the device partition for errors at the boot time. 0 means that FSS should not check for a file system. Higher represents the check order. And root file system should have a value of 1, and all others should have a value of 2. So what it means is, if it's 0, 0 is don't check at all. 0 is don't check at all. Zero, 1, 2. 0 is skip checking. Skip FSCK. FSCK stands for file system check here. So let me talk to you about that. In fact, I'll show you a little later. And then number 1 is gonna be higher priority, and number 2 is lesser priority. So in here, above,
Mr. Zafar,
yeah,
could we get like a 5-minute break?
yeah, sure, go ahead. All right, I'm gonna take a break myself. So what's gonna happen here is the priority is file system check, okay? Okay, so so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna corrupt. I'm gonna corrupt our file system here. Which one should I corrupt? df-h or lsblk. Okay, this file system is still there, right? sdd. So what I'm going to do is mount /dev/sdd1 to mnt. df-h is mounted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make an entry into fs tab here, okay? So what happened here is dev/ sdd1 and is mounted to mnt file system, okay? mnt. So what is going to happen here is I'm going to cut this here. So everybody with me, right? What I'm presenting here is file system check. During the boot process, the system in any environment, either Windows, Linux, or even your cell phone, it goes through all these checks here, okay? So let's see what this is. It's just better this way. So what I'm gonna do is I have this mnt folder, right? cd mnt. I got about 1,000 files in there, right? So I'm gonna clear this cd. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna corrupt this file system here. So don't worry about the command here. I'm gonna go deeper about this command. dd input file equal /dev/0 output file equal dev/sdd1 and byte size equal 1k and then count equal 1024. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking one block size, which is 1 kilobyte, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to corrupt that. What this will do is this will trigger the file system to during the boot process. What will happen is the system will think the file system is corrupted, which is one block is corrupted. Okay, so what will happen is the system will go into the emergency mode. So for demo purpose, let's corrupt file system. Okay, so this command, what it does is it take out corrupted one block size triggering a emergency mode.
So is it the df equals /dev/0 part that's triggering it?
Yeah. No, it's actually, that is not triggering it. What we're doing is we are writing a 0. I'll explain in detail here. It's coming up next topic here, but there is no way I couldn't show you this now and continue on. So we're taking, this is a built-in blank 0 here. Okay, we are taking this drive and writing a 0 to 1 block. So when the file system reboots, the operating system thinks, oh, okay, this file system is corrupted. Okay, so take a second look here. So it will go into the emergency mode. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave this here to the side. Now that I have ran the command, I'm going to restart the system. So this should definitely go into the emergency mode. System will halt and goes into emergency mode. See, it went into emergency mode. No problem. Okay, that's a safety mechanism built in here. Okay, so now you wouldn't be able to use PuTTY anymore here. So PuTTY is disabled. Why is it disabled? Because this is if you go back up here, okay, system initialization. Okay, so system boot process here. Over here, it goes through all these processes here, post and all this and that. And I think I showed you each boot process here. Okay, no, I think it's coming up here. Here. Okay, it goes into run level 1. And run level 1, it doesn't have the network. If there is no network, you aren't able to connect. Okay? Either you have to be standing in front of the system, or you have to have a console connected here. It's very easy in VMware, and it's easy. I mean, don't worry about this here. All these things are taken care of by network people. As a system engineer, what you have to do is you have to connect in to the one of these consoles here, and you will be presented with this screen. Okay? So now, what will happen here is the PuTTY is disabled because emergency mode is without network. Okay, that should help you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in the password. Okay, look up here, it says check general CTL. Okay, so general CTL, we're going to run that command. journal-ctl-xb. In here, there's a lot of information here. So now what you want to do is you want to quit this, and then you might want to clear the screen again, bring the general CTL, and now you're going to do grep. Let's do less. LESS, remember less command? It will bring the bottom 10 lines. It may not work, so I have to do grep less -20. It's going to bring last 10 lines, okay? Bottom 10 lines here. So you could look in here. Hypervisor detected KVM, journal, CTL, LVM. So maybe it's writing the backwards here, so I'm going to quit. I'm going to clear again. I'm going to do more. Instead of less, I'm going to do more. So it's bringing top 20 lines. Okay, so I'm going to quit. Okay, so you know what? Let's do head. Actually, I'm supposed to do head. Head doesn't tell me anything. Let's do tail. Aha. Let's see what happened here is segment initial 1751. User start all system services necessary quit up. So we don't have enough information here. I'm going to say top 40 lines. So it showed me 40 lines here. So it's not enough, I think. Let's do 30. Okay, so I'm not worried about it at this moment. So what you have to do is use the regular commands here, dff and h. Okay, you see dev/sda1. Okay, or you could do mount-a. Okay, usually do mount-a. It will give you the information here. Down on the bottom, look, mount/sdd on failed, the structure needs cleaning. Okay, so good. This is what you need. Run mount-a. and you will get this screen here. So I'm going to take the screenshot. Okay, and I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to go orange line. Okay, now keep this command handy. It will help you a lot. The command is clear the screen, run the command xfs if it's a xfs file system, and I would doubt if it's not xfs when you go into a job. More than likely it's going to be xfs file system. xfs underscore repair and dev/sdb sdd1. Okay, and hit enter. What's gonna do is, it ran too fast here, so look at the bottom here, it says resetting inode 64, and so our command, it took out number 64 and link in there. Clear 125. Okay, whatever. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna say run xfs underscore repair and then dev/sdd1. Okay, and for xfs for ext4, run the command fsck file system check dev/sdd1. Okay, I'm gonna end in a few minutes here. Okay, just hang on a minute. Okay, fsck, so fsck stands for fsck stands for file system check. Okay, that's it. That is nothing else. If you remember your old DOS command, check this and all that, this is what it is. Okay, so I ran this, and let me just take the screenshot for the sake of notes here that it ran successfully. I don't like this. Let me do it again. All right, guys, I'm gonna talk about starting to build resumes and all that next week, actually. Yeah, I'll put up something on the website here so that I could talk about that. And anybody already has some knowledge of AWS here? Adil, you have, right? Or Burhan? I think it's Burhan has.
Not me.
Who was that?
It was Adil.
Okay. Yeah, so no, that's actually end of the class. Okay, now watch. I'm going to restart the system. So it should go back into the default mode. Okay, see, I'm able to putty in now. If I do putty, I'm going to restart it. Okay, there you go, DFFNH. And if I go into CDMNT, I have all my, the files are gone. Okay, so what this command did is actually it took out the whole file system. But it gave us the error so that the system goes into the emergency mode here, okay? So if the system went into the emergency mode for really a file being corrupt, what will happen is that there are high chances the system data is there. But in the real world scenario, the data is always backed up. There is a dedicated data team who is backing up all the time here, okay? So I think we are 6 minutes over here. I'm going to stop here and we'll pick it up where we left off next week. Okay, any questions, put in the chat. And when you have chance, go ahead and complete the assignment, okay? The server is up.
Mr. Zafar,
Yeah.
could you go into a little bit more detail about how that one command df,
Which
the
command?
df dev/0 works?
No, that's a big chapter. I will talk about that actually. This dd command is a disduplicate command here. You're talking about this here, right? Yeah, I have about half hour class scheduled for that. We'll talk about that, and this is actually a very, very good command. Very old command, very good command, and I'll show you the amazing things that this dd command would do. Okay? Is that what your question was about dd command, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll start the dd command first thing when the class opens. That's the first thing I'm going to cover. All right, so let's go ahead and stop here, and then we'll meet next Saturday, okay? Everybody have a good weekend.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.